So I did a video on my second channel talking about Ark Survival Ascended and how the island map is too small for solo players to hide, no base spots for duo trio tribes, basically too small for anyone that is not playing in a mega tribe. And I've seen your comments, guys, saying that it's impossible to survive, that it's impossible to claim a real base spot, and even though I suggested some vague base locations, the comments were mostly very pessimistic. So to prevent this situation, I'm showing you explicit ideas of solo base locations, and I'm not talking about the biggest and the best base locations on the island, because these base spots are only viable for big tribes, and I'm also not showing you a skyquest base or hidden storages for your loot. Those kind of thingies can also work, don't get me wrong, but today I'm showing you actual solo base spots that should work based on the currently confirmed information we have from the official Ark community crunches so far. First of all, they did some balance adjustments to cave choke points, but they were hesitant to make dramatic changes to cave balance, as while the meta in Ark Survival Evolved had flaws, they didn't feel a complete overhaul was wise. That most likely means that they will change some overpowered cave entrances like Island Ice Crouch Part, but they won't touch the cave meta in general, and also they won't change every cave entrance. Three even more important facts that we have to consider for choosing our solo base spots: there will be no cryopods at release, the servers will be transfer locked like always when a new map is coming out in Ark, and you can't skill movement speed on your characters anymore. That means your base spot should be inaccessible for tamed dinos, as there's no cryopods and no transfers into the server. No movement speed on characters would mean that rocket running defenses will be very hard, especially at the beginning. Your defenses should not be super easy to reach for crown players. These are our specifications, everything else is secondary for the moment. Now we can look at the island base spots, but differently in consideration of our new specifications. So, for the first solo base spots that can be very viable, we are looking at the island lava cave. I know we have to wait for the cave entrance choke point changes, but as I said in my second channel video, I don't think they will change all the caves, especially not if they are not considered to be broken in Ark Survival Evolved. The island lava cave has an entrance that won't fit any good soakers. Up to this point here, you can't fit stegos. Afterwards though, you can walk a stego through the entire cave, so keep that in mind. But even if it would be possible to fit stegos, the two base spots I'm showing you can be viable if you build them correctly. We have the first base spot here at the artifact, little bit of lava in front of it, hard to rocket run for players. Artifact should be reachable for big tribes, but they will find or see your base if they are going for the artifact, let's be real. Spot isn't that big, but it would fit in Indoforge. We have an even better spot nearby. Stegos would fall into the lava here, but they should be able to get in range to soak high ranged turrets. The spot is really big and without soakers, impossible to reach for crown players. Lava cave has tons of metal spawns and some other useful resources. Going in and out of the cave can be annoying though, as there's no bed transfers with items. Also, both spots would only be viable without crapple glitching. I personally hope that they will fix crapple glitching, but yeah, let's get to the next spot. Next spot is the small ice cave or Skylord cave, 100%. They are not going to change this cave entrance, there's no reason to do so. Yes, I have shown the cave in my second channel video as well, but I want to give you some explicit base locations inside of this cave. Super close to the entrance we have an instant death trapdoor. You can put turrets here much better than I did, or just leave the trapdoor open. This is the first main entrance to a medium-sized chamber. You have to build in some spots with snapping pillars and triangle foundations. We don't know yet if that's even possible in ASA, but this spot, even though it has two entrances, would be annoying to rocket run, at least at the beginning of the game. Getting resources in and out is super easy as the entrance is super close to the spot. I built a second base exactly at the artifact. The first spot would not block the artifact. This one would block it obviously, and it's also not that big and not that viable in my opinion. Even if they would be changing the entire cave, these kind of solo spots are everywhere on the island map inside of most of the caves. I'm showing you a really good one. Next island swamp cave. Entrance is not letting any good soakers in, and there's no real reason to change that in my opinion. You need to wear a gas mask in here. Big tribes will probably farm cementing paste in that cave, but the spot I'm claiming is not blocking any paste farm, not blocking the artifact, nothing. There's multiple spots like this in the cave, but this specific location right here has an entrance that is quite OP, quite small, and a second entrance that is bigger, but also good to defend, especially if there's only crown players. The alpha on his paste run or while getting the artifact is probably going to notice you sooner or later, and it's super annoying to wear gas masks or scuba. Getting resources in and out is also a pain in the ass, but very viable once you have set up your base. So as you guys can see, I could go on and on. If you keep the really small checklist in mind, you can find your own solo spot, your own solo base location once ASA comes out. Even if they would be changing every cave completely, they won't do that. But then, even then, you can find your base spot. Hunter Cave Artifact Room also very viable. Downside is that you're blocking the artifact, so wouldn't be my choice. Honorable mention, definitely the Pack Cave. If they are not changing the Pack Cave entrances, it's definitely an OP spot for medium-sized tribes. First room after the entrance is already very good if they are not changing it, but second drop-down chamber entrance is basically unraidable without dinos, at least in early game and if you're building it correctly. There are some solo spots deeper inside of this cave, but too annoying to get in and out. Next honorable mention are all the Pearl Caves, but duo, trio tribes, smaller tribes, or even some big tribes will definitely go for the Pearls. Really OP in early and mid game, so I think as a solo it's too hard to get or maintain one of the Pearl Caves. So that's it with the solo base spots video for ARK official PvP or even for ARK unofficial PvP. Tell me in the comments your solo base ideas. Are you planning on claiming an actual spot, or are you just hiding your loot? Were my ideas even any good, or are they absolutely dog shit? Write it into the comments. I showed some actual spots, yes, but even if they would change the entire map, even if they would change every single cave, just find your own base spots in single player. Just keep in mind, no dinos should be able to walk into the spot, and it should be hard to attack for crown players. It's that simple. Thank you guys for watching. Next videos will be the start with my tribe into ARK Survival Ascended. I'm super hyped. Hope you are as well. Thank you guys for watching, and we see us in the next videos. Goodbye.